And now, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the southeast corner of the basketball court as we prepare to rededicate Kolf Sports Center. 41 years to the month that this incredible complex was completed and first dedicated. This building is named after Robert M. Kolf, a longtime coach, instructor, and athletic director who joined UW-Oshkosh in 1923 and retired from the university in 1967. Last fall, UW-Oshkosh completed its second renovation to Kolf Sports Center, including the installation of a new track and new bleachers in the field house. The hardwood court also was refurbished and painted. Ladies and gentlemen, to lead our ceremony is UW-Oshkosh Director of Athletics, Daryl Sims.
Thank you very much. How about them Titans? Nice job, guys. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this special day in the Kolf Sports Center. It was 41 years ago this month that the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh first dedicated this building, and today we're proud to have you all here with us for this rededication. There is no better way to honor the Kolf Sports Center and the amazing campus and the community stage for excellence that it has become than to fill it with students, with athletes, with parents, with fans, with neighbors, and with you. We have some very distinguished guests with us today. They represent the university, the county, the community, and the state. At this time, I'd like to introduce those individuals, and I'm going to ask them to stand to be recognized. Heike Alberts from UW-Oshkosh Intercollegiate Athletic Committee. Mark Harris, Executive of the Winnebago County. Stan Mack, Superintendent of the Oshkosh Area School District. Alan Saganak from the UW-Oshkosh Intercollegiate Athletic Committee. Also joining us is Mark Hutter. Mark is the son of George Hutter, who was the lead building contractor for the Kolf Sports Center when it was constructed in 1971. Thank you all for being with us today. It is my honor to begin today's Kolf Center rededication by welcoming to the podium 18th District State Senator Rick Guditz.
Thank you very much. Hey guys, great game, we appreciate it, good job. The Kolf Sports Arena was built in 1971 and named after Robert Kolf, the university's head track coach from 1931 to 59. It's played a pivotal role not only for the university but for the entire community. This building has undergone a number of upgrades and renovations over the years. But in 2012, the university invested $1.5 million, new bleachers, track, new flooring, that helped to make the sports center a more welcoming venue for athletes and community members alike. The latest upgrades are a culmination of more than $4.4 million in state renovation investments in the center over the last decade. In my opinion, a wise investment in this community, and I thank my predecessors for their vision. These days, this facility is not only used for sporting events, but it's also used annually for the UWO commencement ceremonies, high school graduations, and other public events. It's also been host to numerous concerts, political rallies, sports tournaments, and Special Olympic events. In September of last year, the university brought a career fair and internship fair to the Kolf. The partnership between UWO and Fox Valley Tech connected students to area employers and in most cases launched hundreds of new careers right here in Wisconsin. These are the types of partnerships that this facility provides. These are some examples of money well invested by the university and the state of Wisconsin. And these are the types of things that I intend on supporting in the future. Congratulations and well wishes to the Kolf. It's my privilege to represent all of you here in the 18th Senate District. And we're happy to have UWO, a top-notch university, right here in our backyard. Thank you very much.
I need you to help me with this one. I made a horrible mistake. I overlooked someone that's incredibly important to all of us, and he just told me that I'm probably not going to be able to dig myself out of this one. So help me in welcoming the commissioner of the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, Mr. Gary Carter. I am certain I'll be hearing about that one again. Next, it's my privilege to welcome the 54th Assembly District Representative and member of the State of Wisconsin Building Commission, Representative Gordon Hintz.
Well, thank you, Darrell, and thank you, everybody, and it's definitely nice doing this after a big Titans win. As a member of the State Building Commission who approves funds for new buildings and for renovations, and as a representative for the 54th Assembly District, which represents Oshkosh and the university here, I'm proud to be here for the rededication of the renovated Kolf Sports Center. Also here as a native of the city of Oshkosh, my parents moved here right after the opening of Kolf to teach here at the university. And while I'm pleased that this facility serves and will continue to serve the student athletes on this campus for years to come, it's been a real benefit over the last 41 years to the Oshkosh community and really to the region. And while the renovations will make this an asset for years to come, you know, for me, I look back as a kid, I'm happy that we have new bleachers. If there are parents here, they've probably been like me, where they've dropped their keys or their jacket through the old bleachers and had to run down there after the game. Or for me, I think back the fact that I saw the Cars here in concert in 8th grade. Bob Dylan played here on election night in 2004. I was on the state basketball team that qualified, beating Sheboygan North here in 1992. One of the biggest thrills that I, can remember in here in a full house. I wish we had this floor. We had a hard rubber thing that was less forgiving and didn't matter. You practically had to wear cleats to get a grip on that court. So I'm happy about that. But we've had then candidate Barack Obama. We had Jesse Jackson came through in 1988. We've had Northwest basketball games in recent years, college and high school graduations, and so when people think of a big space with big events, we've hosted the New North Summit here in 2010, and when people think about where to hold these things, Kolf has always been there. And so from a public investment standpoint, the idea that we were able to renovate this place and make sure that it continues not only to serve the student athletes on a daily basis on campus, but really our community going forward is something that I'm really looking forward to over the next few decades. And so just want to say I'm happy to be here and recognize the last 41 years and appreciate the investment of the state and all the university's done, and looking forward to what's going to happen in years to come. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Gordon. Next, we'd like to welcome the City of Oshkosh Mayor, Mayor Burke Tower.
Thanks, Darrell. I really consider it a privilege to be here today from both a personal perspective and a mayoral perspective. From a personal perspective, I've had a relationship with this particular facility for some 36 years. I came here in 1977, served on the faculty as a faculty member and administrator for some 33 years. And during those years, I came over here 2 to 4 times a week, played pickup basketball, worked out in what used to be a weight room downstairs, and ran around the track several hundred times. I also had the privilege of attending a lot of athletic contests, not only UWO athletic contests, but high school athletic contests and even professional athletic contests here in this facility. I've had the privilege of attending concerts here. I participated in over 60 commencements here. There have been science fairs, art fairs, job fairs, just about everything here. This facility has been a tremendous community facility. As I think back, as Gordon did, to some of the things that have happened here, I remember a few events stand out in my mind. Those events tend to be ones that filled this facility and really made this facility rock at times. I think of the old Oshkosh West-North basketball games that Gordon made mention of out there. I think of 1996, when our women won the national championship for basketball right here in this facility. I remember the Harlem Globetrotters. The Harlem Globetrotters filling this facility a number of times. And my all-time favorite, of course, was back during the heyday of professional wrestling, when we brought the best professional wrestlers here, right here on stage, and just filled this facility and filled the parking lots with trucks out there. It was quite a time. This facility indeed has not only been used by the university faculty, staff, and students, but it's been a tremendous community resource for us here. Now with this makeover, we again have a first-class facility here that will help bring events here on campus and here to the city of Oshkosh, and will serve as a community resource. When I think about this as a first-class facility, I put it together with our renovated convention center, our renovated Grand, the Leach Theater, Sage Hall, the new alumni center that will be built here on campus, the Alumni Welcome Center, the sports complex, and our tremendous water assets. And what we have here are a group of assets that, as we move into the future, will help us remain our status as Oshkosh, Wisconsin's event city. So in closing, I just want to say thank you to the university for providing us with this wonderful asset and with so many wonderful memories over the years. Thank you very much. Congratulations to the team today.
Our next speaker is Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Patron Roller.
Thank you. I have to say this is quite an honor to be able to be here this evening and rededicate Kolf Fieldhouse. An architect told me once that you need to design space and create spaces that, quote, contain, cuddle, exalt, and stimulate the people in those spaces. This space, Kolf Fieldhouse, is now that kind of space, except for maybe the cuddling part. I don't know if there's cuddling in basketball. You'll have to ask the players later. Gone are the old school bleachers and field. We are now a space that is light, energetic, and full of pride. A space for our campus and our community to come together. A space that goes beyond servicing their student athletes and intercollegiate athletics, but also space for a variety of concerts, everything from Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass to Skillet. A place that hosts career fairs, intramural events, speakers, dignitaries, and even a president. This is a space that virtually all of our UW-Oshkosh students begin and complete their academic careers. Every Sunday of Labor Day weekend, hundreds, if not thousands, of students come to kick off Odyssey or our orientation. And then they come back again in 4 years or so to walk across the stage to accept their degrees while thousands of their families and friends watch and celebrate with us. Thanks are in order to those who made this space possible. I want to thank the students, past, present, and future, who support UWO's athletics through their participation directly or indirectly and through their fees. I would also like to thank the administrators who made all this possible. Please help me recognize and thank those who supported the actual construction of Kolf in 1971. I ask you to join us when I call your name. Helen Brewa, Women's Director of Athletics. Jean Drektra, Chair of the Intercollegiate Athletics Committee. Janet Hubble, the daughter of the late Chancellor Roger Giles. Let's fast forward 40 years or so to those UW-Oshkosh administrators that have been involved in this project and made this celebration possible and that are here this evening. Please stand and remain standing and be recognized. Chancellor Richard Wells. Sims, UWO Director of Athletics. Vicki Stinnick, Assistant AD and the Senior Women's Administrator. Tom Sutleitner, Vice Chancellor for Administrative Services. Art Rathjen, President of the UWO Foundation. He's up there too. Chris Gantner, Director of Alumni Relations. Alex Hummel, Director of News Services and Public Relations. Kenan Tims, Sports Information Director. He's working right there. And how could I forget the woman that rode herd on this project and attended to all the details, and I can tell you there were lots of details. Joanne Reif, Director of Facilities Planning. Please join me in thanking all those that made this possible and show them one last sign of love.
Thank you. Next, I have the pleasure of introducing a man who not only was a member of the Kolf Sports Center Building Committee, but also the first person to lead a UW Oshkosh team onto the court inside this field house 41 years ago. He coached men's basketball at UW Oshkosh from 1964 to 1984, guiding the Titans to conference championships in 1967, 68, and 1978. Join me in welcoming back head coach Bob White and his wife Shirley.
A little shorter guy here now. It's fun to be back to see all our old friends and have my assistant coach with me for 62 years. And I want to thank the basketball team for making it possible to me make $5 because I bet the coach's father-in-law from River Falls that we would win. So guys, thanks a lot. You saved me $5. I would, first of all, I'd like to just point out a couple guys up here. The first game we played was against Milton College, and Dale Race was one of my players who was assistant coach at Milton College, and we won 70 to 74, and Dale was standing up here someplace. I don't know where he is.
He's over there.
Yeah, there he is. And then Ron Hayek is next to him. He played for us on 2 championship teams, and Bruce Miller is next to him, and he played for us in those 2 teams. And he made a 45-foot shot against Lakeland College to get us into the national tournament of Kansas City. So, they're good players. But presently now the 71-72 team that opened this facility, and it was a nice facility then, but it's a beautiful one now. And I'd like to introduce our players out there. And the first of all is John DeYoung. John. And John, then next to him is Brian Felda. And then we have Mark Jameson. If you notice, these 2 guys have got the same hairdo that I have. Then we have behind Bob Ramlett. And then last but not least, Craig Whitney. Those are 5 of the players who are here, and unfortunately another 6 or 7 couldn't make it. But we appreciate their coming, and thank you very much for having us back. It was an enjoyable, very enjoyable day. And now my wife has had the cheerleaders, and she's going to introduce her.
After teaching at UW Oshkosh for 41 years, it's exciting to be back here for the rededication of Kolf. And I want to thank the team for winning this game. That was just super. And you can ask the people around me. I officiated like always, and I screamed like crazy. And it was a great, great game. When we had the dedication the first time, we wrote a pamphlet, and we emphasized 3 main areas. And one was the building itself, and one was the man, Robert Kolf, and the other was the programs, and that's the athletic program and the teaching program and the intramurals and the recreation and so on. So the building was really for the students, and we've enjoyed it for many, many years. At this time, I would like to introduce 5 of outstanding women who were cheerleaders when we played the first game in Kolf. And interestingly enough, they all were physical education teachers, so I'm proud of them in many ways. They were a wonderful group to be an advisor of, and they've done extremely well in their life after UW Oshkosh. So at this time, I would like to present, first of all, Dana Weckler Burns. And in addition to being a cheerleader, she was also on the student committee that planned the dedication at that time. Secondly, I would like to introduce Jane Verkylen Jameson. And Jane is married to her husband, who was on the first team, Mark Jameson, and so there's a nifty connection there also. Then I would like to introduce Monica Dupree Wagner. Don't they all look wonderful? I'm so proud of them. Then I would like to introduce Dawn Strasser Richter, who's a local native of Oshkosh, now living in Milwaukee. And lastly, I would like to introduce Dee Dee Karizny, and she had the honor at the dedication of escorting Bob Kolf. So those are my cheerleaders, and I'm thrilled to have them here, and it's exciting to be a part of this wonderful dedication and victory. Thanks to the team.
Robert Kolf II and Betty Kranz, the son and daughter of whom this building is named after, live in California and were unable to attend this ceremony. But they are watching us at home today through the efforts of Titan Television. However, we are very honored to be joined by a man who shares the same name as the former coach, administrator, and colleague. Let's give a big UW Oshkosh welcome to Robert M. Kolf III, grandson of Robert M. Kolf.
Congratulations, team. Nice win. Way to go, guys. Excellent. What is old is new again. 41 years ago, our families stood right here for the original dedication of the Kolf Sports Center. It was a truly unique building for both the university and the city of Oshkosh. It continues to be so today. Robert M. Kolf, my grandfather, was an integral part of the university for over 45 years. From the 1920s to just after World War II, Coach Kolf was the one and only coach for all sports, overcoming many challenges such as lack of funding and small enrollment. His team still managed to bring home many championships during his tenure. Look around and you can see just how far the university's come since that period of time. My grandfather was not only a coach, but an educator as well. It wasn't just enough to win on the court and on the field, but you also had to win in the classroom and in life. These were his ultimate goals for his students at the university. I look at this amazing renovation of this building, and I know my grandfather would be very pleased with the outcome of this transformation. The facility will benefit the students and athletes of UOW and the surrounding communities for years to come. On behalf of the Robert Kolf and the Betty Kranz families, I would like to thank the Director of Athletics, Darrell Sims, Chancellor Wells, and the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh for the invitation to speak here today. Thank you very much, and go Titans.
Thank you, Mr. Kolf, for traveling from California. At this time, it's my privilege to introduce to you our final speaker. This gentleman spirited the efforts for the Kolf Sports Center renovation and other campus construction projects, including Sage Hall, Horizon Village, and the soon-to-be Alumni Reception Center. He is our leader. He is our Commander-in-Chief. He is UW-Oshkosh Chancellor Richard Wells.
Thank you, Darrell. See you guys going into double overtime. Now you're paying for it, having to stand there for almost 30 minutes. And the freshman, Andre, he needs help standing up, so we got to get him a little bit stronger for next year. But thanks for an exciting game. I put my speech in my pocket because it was time to go 10 minutes, and it got me on the clock. So I'm going to try to make sure I finish quickly. But basically, what I wanted to do was to express thanks to all the citizens of Wisconsin who threw their tax dollars, and all the students who have attended UW-Oshkosh in the last 4 decades for their student fees in investing in this wonderful facility for athletics, for community events, for education. It's probably the singular facility on our campus that touches virtually every part of our mission. And I wanted to make sure that we thanked our citizens over the years and our students for that investment. And I hope you feel that we're doing right by that investment. In this particular case, the $4 or $5 million we've invested in this facility over the last 8 or 9 years is going to serve us very well, because it's going to serve us well for another 4 decades. If we had to replace a facility like this, it would be over $30 million. And I think it's very important for us to treat the resources we get from the citizens and our students in a very precious and effective way, and make sure that the facilities that they compete in, that they learn in, are the best, because the students, the faculty, and the staff, and the citizens of the state of Wisconsin, particularly up here in the New North, deserve the best facilities. And that is a commitment that we have given you over the last 10 years in particular, with almost $320 million of capital renovations on this outstanding campus. So that's it. I've got 2 more minutes, but I think I don't want to dribble around the ball. But I want to thank everybody again, and hail Titans!